Okay, y'all know most of the legal community. And if you come out against something that's labeled a civil rights ordinance or a non-discrimination ordinance, that's career suicide, right? In some ways. And we're seeing so many people step up in this and say, hey, you know, I know it's not the politically correct thing to stand up for our First Amendment rights, for our rights to believe, but I'm going to stand up for my own rights of belief, and I'm also going to stand up for the rights of belief of others. Now, what we see here is a big encroachment upon that freedom of belief. If this ordinance passes, I think it's likely that your church membership or statements you have made regarding some certain things, like perhaps human sexuality, what happens when in your business you're accused of discriminating against somebody on that basis? Suddenly now, aren't your protected free speech rights being used against you in criminal prosecution? I can definitely see that occurring. The big thing that's so dangerous here, when government starts to take away your rights to free speech, when government, your public servant, starts to take away your rights to act according to your beliefs, where do they end? That is a universally applicable principle. It's not a right thing. It's not a left thing. We as citizens will never be on the wrong side of history for standing up for the freedom of people to hold their own beliefs. So what we have here is not a small, narrow category. What we have here is government expanding where it doesn't belong. We have a situation when government starts telling a church or religious organization or a mosque or a synagogue that they can't do with their private property what they choose to do when they say you must subsidize and endorse things that you don't believe in. It's a problem for the Christian, it's a problem for the atheist, it's a problem for the Jew, it's a problem for the person who just has freedom of conscience rights under the Arkansas Constitution. A person could have no faith at all, but they still have the right to hold their own beliefs. Government should only be limiting our right to act according to our own beliefs when it has the highest possible interest on the other side. Nobody here is taking issue with providing food to people of all walks of life, life-saving medical treatment, anything like that. A lot of what is happening in the cases across the country is people are being fined thousands and thousands of dollars, or here, subject to criminal prosecution, subject to getting a criminal record for acting according to their beliefs in things. And I'm a woman here, so if anybody should think a wedding ceremony was life or death, it should be me. But you're finding people who are really being prosecuted or fined just because they don't want to be involved in certain ceremonies. As a society, we should say, okay, we'll find another photographer, find another florist, find another wedding singer. That should be our solution. We should tolerate a diversity of beliefs. We should have the marketplace of ideas in full force. We should be able to sit down together and discuss these tough issues. That's what was happening before government stepped in. We had a vigorous public debate and we were discussing these tough issues. That's the way Americans have always resolved it, with free speech and persuasion. We don't need government now to step in and tell us what to think. We are quite capable of coming up with a solution on our own. Thank you.